Welcome back to MWP. I'm your host, Seth,
And Tristan.
and today we're doing something a little bit different than I think our other ones, which we are going to read some ghost stories from around the internet that we've found, I thought that'd be a cool and, maybe interesting kind of, to read what some people's supposed experience was.
Yeah, I mean, to be completely honest, we were just lazy and didn't want to do research.
No. No, we want to hear people's experience.
Fair enough. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good way to get some stories out.
Oh, yeah. And I think the fun thing is most people have some kind of story. Like a good pastime. I think when
Yeah,
everybody has their own.
yeah, I wouldn't say a good pastime, but
Well, it
especially with
depends.
these. But if you have your own story, you can share it. You'd be glad to hear it.
Oh, yeah. Uh, I mean, I think we've shared some of our own. I don't know if we shared all of ours, but
Yeah.
I got some if if we want to, but I think I'll get into our first story, which is The Tall Man in the Woods. This is from Heavenly Demon 6777. Hey guys, so there's a story that's been told in my family for a very long time. It's just unbelievable unless you confirm it from the survivors of the incident firsthand. So the thing is, it was somewhere around 1990 in my mother's village in Kashmir? I don't know. In Pakistan, there was not much technological development, and when it was late at night, people rarely went out of their homes, mostly because of jackals and wild boars who roamed outside, but also from the entities. It was late at night, and there was a gathering at my granny's home. Some of the cousins were craving a particular type of tea that was not present at the time, so two of my uncles went together to buy it at a store. Note that due to underdevelopment, the stores were really far away, so they started walking towards it. One of my uncles suggested taking a shortcut from within the dark fields, and my other uncle, not seeing any wild animals, agreed and started walking through it. So they walked for a bit, and after some time they came across an old man dressed in all white, standing in the middle of the fields, not moving. My uncles tried to walk past him, but they couldn't, as if something was physically stopping them. When they turned around to look at the old man, they saw that he started to get taller and taller. All they could do was stare at him in horror and awe. At one point, he got so tall that he reached the skies. All my uncles, who were unable to move, unable to look away, could do was keep looking at the horrific scene of an unidentified being reaching the skies. After a cruel minute, they both went into a daze, and when they came to their senses, they were standing separate from each other at opposite ends of the village alone. Instead of finding each other or going back home, they were so traumatized they stayed the night in the homes of the relatives they were closest to, and when dawn struck, they both went home sweating and devastated, and explained the matter to everyone. To this day, till the town developed, nobody from my home in the village went out after 10 p.m. Well, yeah.
Did they say where this town was?
Yeah, it was Kashmir in Pakistan. I think that's how you say it. I might be wrong.
Probably. I would think it. Well, I'm saying like probably like you're right, not you're wrong.
Oh, I was like, you probably him, because I do not know how to pronounce that. Shit, I can barely pronounce fucking names in English. I'm definitely
I
getting
mean,
some shit wrong.
that's an interesting one. It'd be kind of fat. Oh, I guess I feel like it would be more fascinating to see rather than terrifying.
I mean, yeah. I don't. I guess it'd be kind of terrifying, but I think, yeah, it'd be more fascinating if I just saw a dude go, oh, watch this. And he's just getting taller.
Yeah, I mean, unless it like, I feel like it'd be terrifying if you were able to see like facial features or something, and it was all distorted looking, maybe
Mm,
shadow, and it was growing.
yeah.
Unless you have like that phobia of really big things.
I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, no, yeah. My lady has that same fear of large objects.
Hell yeah.
Not good for me.
You be scaring her every time?
No, she's never gets scared.
Oh, damn, that's brutal. Are you scared? Why would I be? Ah,
Yeah, I mean, wow, not impressed.
damn. Well, I think she wouldn't be scared of this dude because, as we said in the past, tall people, they're just compensating.
Compensating.
Oh, yeah. Which actually, as the man got taller, it got smaller. Imagine. That's the scary part. That's what made them run away.
He just kept growing, but his wiener stayed the same size.
Yeah, they're like, my god. That's so fucking terrifying. Run.
That'd be embarrassing.
No, yeah.
Bad for the guy.
Yeah, that would be. That's why he's scaring people. Small
Yeah.
dick.
All right. We will hop into our second story. It is The Miner's Light That Won't Go Out in Bluefield, West Virginia. The story is by Taishi. I found a brass carbide miner's lamp from the 1940s in Pond Creek number 1 mine disaster in my grandparents' shed in Bluefield, West Virginia. Since lighting it, my life has become a nightmare of supernatural activity. Last month, my wife and I were cleaning out my grandparents' old shed. In the back corner, inside an old wooden crate wrapped up in bubble wrap, I found a real I think it's carbide,
Yeah.
miner lamp, dented, heavily patina, reflector slightly warped, still stained black. Every kind of miner carries these in the hills in the 1930s and early 40s. With it was a handwritten letter from my great grandma dated 1940. No one in the family remembered it being there. I cleaned it up, dropped in a fresh carbide, lit it, and that's when things got weird. My great grandma's letter explained everything. On January 10th of 1940 at 2:30 p.m., the Pond Creek number 1 mine at Bartley McDowell County exploded, killing 91 miners over one of West Virginia's deadliest mining disasters. The lamp belonged to Alonzo Hoot Barnett, age 37, a mine foreman who died in the blast. He was married with 4 young children. According to the letter, rescue teams worked 5 days to recover the bodies, nearly 600 feet down. They found Hoot sitting upright against the coal rib with his lamp still burning beside him. Even though his air should have been gone and the mine was filled with toxic aftermath, my great grandma wrote that people in Bartley still talked about Hoot's lamp that wouldn't go out. She warned whoever found it, don't light it. The flame carries something with it. I should have listened. The first night I lit the lamp, I woke up at 3:17 a.m., drenched in a sweat. The lamp was still burning on the kitchen table, even though I had blown it out before bed. The flame was low and steady, like someone had just adjusted the valve. A few nights later, I woke up with my wife choking on the smell of coal dust. Our house is miles from any active mine. The lamp was lit again. I moved it to the garage, and that's when real bad luck started. My nearly new truck threw a rod. Our cat turned up dead under the house with coal dust in her fur. Tools started going missing, strange knocks in the walls at night. Last week I came home to find the garage door open and the lamp sitting on the hood of my truck, roaring full blast. Shadows on the wall looked like men in coveralls standing just outside the light. My wife heard whispering, names and dates from the 1940s mining crew. That night I woke up at 3:17 a.m. again. The lamp was on my nightstand. I never moved it from the garage. I finally got it to stay out, for now. It's locked in a metal box in my shed, packed with salt like some sources recommended. I haven't woken up at 3:17 a.m. in 3 nights, but I can feel it out there, waiting. Well, I mean, if that is true, that one would be kind of scary.
No, yeah, that would be scary. And I did take the time to look up, like, if, like, that was a actual mining accident. And yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't think they would make that up. That'd be kind of hard to
Well, you never know. I just was
tragic.
curious. Oh, no, yeah.
How many people did it say it took out?
Like 600, yeah.
Damn.
So, or not 600, I think it was 600 feet down, like you said in the story.
Yeah.
But, no, yeah, I think this one, yeah, would actually be legit terrifying, unlike the tall man.
It's crazy to think that back in the 1940s they were digging 600 feet down, just living underground like that.
Oh, yeah. Would you do it?
No, no, absolutely not. I think at that point I'd become claustrophobic and
No, yeah. I don't even think I
okay.
would do mining today.
Yeah, no, it's still rough.
No, yeah. So, like, if I wouldn't even do it today, I'm definitely not doing it in the 1940s.
Yeah, no. I
Hell
think that's
no.
one of those jobs that'll never get better.
Yeah, probably, I would imagine. Okay, I think there's a certain point to where it's like, not much else you can do that to make it safer, you know?
Yeah, I mean you're still going underground and excavating a bunch of rock and
Yeah. So, yeah, so, you know, only so much you can do. And I think we've done it.
yeah, well, up to what we can. I feel like our technology is not going to get too much better in that field.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, sure, maybe we're wrong. Maybe, like, 20 years from now, like, something comes along and it's like, oh, it's actually super safe now, you know? You never know.
I
But,
just see us using robots or something.
you know, yeah, that is actually probably what it's going to turn into. Which is safer for people, and that, you know?
Yeah,
But yeah, definitely that. I think this is actually terrifying. I guess also rip that dude's truck.
yeah, that'd suck.
I don't even think I'd be scared. I think I'd just be super fucking pissed.
Yeah, I'll get in a brand new truck and then it's throwing the rod.
And also, if this tool started going missing, not scared, just like you motherfucker. Tools already like to disappear when it's not even a supernatural thing. And if a ghost starts fucking with the tool, I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah, that's fair.
Alright, which one should we do
I like
next?
how we're not even mentioning the poor dead cat.
Well, that one is scary, and that one is sad. I love animals, so
And on to our next story. We have Voice in the Hallway by Hannah the Man. Kind of an interesting name. Um, this one is supposedly an encounter story. So, I believe this to be a very real encounter with a ghost in my house. There have always been small things happening in my house that me and my sister would hear. Distorted voices, doors opening and closing, footsteps and lights going on and off. But nothing super crazy or super creepy. But this one encounter was way above all that. My sister and my bedroom are all in the same hallway. It was late at night, but I was still awake and on FaceTime with my friend. I hear rustling noises coming from my youngest sister's room. She has a history of sleepwalking and has tried to leave the house once. So I leave my room and go check on her and make sure she's safe. As I'm walking towards her room, I feel a weird energy and get goosebumps. Just as I'm about to grab her doorknob, a very clear voice that sounded somewhat feminine, but I didn't recognize it, say, "What are you doing?" from behind me. The voice was very accusatory, and it instantly sent a shiver down my spine. I immediately backed away from my sister's door and ran down the hallway into the living room. In the living room, I started freaking out. Both my sisters were sleeping in their bedrooms with the door closed. My parents were sleeping in the bedroom downstairs, no one else in my house, and no one else was in the hallway. I explained what just happened to a friend who was still on FaceTime. I asked her if someone said it on her end, and she said no. She thought it was my sister, This caused me to freak out more. I laughed through a weird tension and I started sounding hysterical. My sister ended up waking up and coming out of the room to see what the problem was. I also got a text from my mom, who woke up downstairs and told me to quiet down. I sent her back, "I almost died," as a joke. Not a good one. And sent what happened. All of that was weird on its own, but there's a second factor from my mom's point of view. My mom explained that she woke up to me being loud upstairs. She quickly sends me texts and falls back asleep. Then she feels a presence, like someone's face was being close to hers. In a voice harshly whispered, "Help me," right in her ear. The instant This instantly wakes her up fully, and she looks around the room. No one was there besides my dad sleeping. At the same time, my text saying, "I almost died," goes through. Sorry, Mom. In the morning, we fully explained what happened, and it was such a weird situation that both of us heard voices, and we both described as harsh, feminine, and we didn't recognize them. My mom brushes it off as a weird, sleepy moment, but I was wide awake, and my friend had confirmed she heard the voice too. Since then, I haven't heard a voice in the hallway again, but I have had goosebumps from the time that the weird sensation that someone was behind me.
Damn.
I mean, I feel like that's a pretty common situation for a lot of people. I feel like we've all had that
Yeah, like,
happen.
no, yeah, I was gonna say it seems like a very classic, ghost experience where it's just like something like that, and you're like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, maybe not like those exact words, but I feel like most people have had the accidentally hearing something or maybe mishearing someone and
Yeah.
mistaking it for something it wasn't.
Also, just like, yeah, that's happening, and then everybody's like deeply sleeping. You're like, you got me fucked up.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
No, yeah, I mean, reminds me of like some of the stuff. Like I remember when I saw something at your house, and I was just like, oh fuck. And
Yeah, no,
I looked at the cat that I was snuggling with, and the cat's looking at the same spot. I'm like, oh fuck.
this shit
Oh,
always happens there.
oh yeah. Well, I got one. Actually, I got a couple, but like one I vividly remember. Which actually happened. Like, it happened in the house I'm at right now. When we first, I think it was very soon after we first moved. I was chilling in the kitchen. I was on the floor, like I like to be, or when I was younger. I don't do that now, but when I was younger, I like to just be sitting on the floor, in the kitchen for some fucking reason. But I'm chilling and I'm doing my thing, you know. Um, from out of the corner of my eye, I just see like this fucking shadow dude, basically like mirroring me, you know. He's sat up too, and I'm just like, okay, you know, it's scaring me. And like I'm watching him out of my peripheral, and he's doing nothing besides like he's just sitting and what looks to be like he's staring at me, you know. Yeah, Shadow Man, maybe not, I don't know. And so after like at the time it felt like minutes. It honestly was probably seconds. But you know how it is when you're like younger and shit. I decide I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look at him. And I go look at him. This man sits the fuck up and he starts booking out of the kitchen. And little Camille was like, "Oh my god!" And I ran after him and like I ran. He just disappeared, and I was like, "Oh." And at the time, I think my siblings were playing was playing some kind of game. I can't remember what. But they were there, and I was like, "Oh, you see that?" And they're like, "No." And I was like, "You see the Shadow Man?" And they're like, "No, we didn't." I was like, "Oh." And they do remember. They're like, "Why would you chase it?" I said, "I don't know. I wanted to catch it." And they're like, "You're a dumbass."
Yeah, I could see it. It was probably trying to lure you somewhere.
Yeah, I'm just like, ooh. I'm coming.
I mean, as a little kid, that would be pretty intriguing.
No, yeah. Especially, like, again, I was just sitting on the kitchen floor. I was fucking with something in my hand. I think it was a mechanical pencil. Which sounds so weird saying that out loud.
You did love those things quite a bit when we were younger.
Dude, I could not go out with having a mechanical pencil in my hand or in my pocket to fuck with for the longest time.
Yeah, that'd be kind of tedious as a parent.
And the worst, oh my god, the worst was like it had to also feel right to me because like if it broke and it fucked up like the feeling of it, I just couldn't use it. I have to get a new one. Or like if there was just something wrong with it, it would annoy the fuck out of me. And so it had to be very specific on what it felt like.
Kind of get that, honestly. At work, we have these pins. Do you know how it's like just a regular click top, and then you press down on the clip on the side to retract it?
Oh, I hate those things.
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree. But that's all we have at work, and somebody just keeps breaking the clip off of the pins, and it drives me nuts.
Goddamn, yeah.
I was like, I don't know why they do it, because then you can't retract them, and then it's just terrible.
No, yeah. I also used to call them mechanical pencil clicksters or clickers, something like that. You know?
I mean, that's not that bad of a name, honestly.
Huh?
So that's not a bad name.
Oh, no, yeah. But yeah, I do just remember. And that was what I was doing because I used to sit on the floor and I would just be like constantly just like moving that shit in my hand. And that used to irritate me. I was doing that, and that's when I saw the shadow man was stepping on my territory.
Trying to beef.
Yeah. So, you know, ran at him like a dumbass because, yeah, run at the shadow man, Seth. Run. And, like, I don't know, that was, like, at the time, it didn't even really scare me. It's just like, well, what the fuck is that? You know?
Yeah, I think that's probably like one of those ones where you have to think back on it and you're like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah. Like, the dumbest one that actually scared me was, like, I was outside. I was chilling on the steps. I think I had another mechanical pencil in my hand, and I'm fucking around. And then, like, I see, like, this figure that's almost, like, feels like he was, like, almost translucent, basically. Like, he kind of looked like, he was pretty much see-through, but, like, just enough where you can make an outline of him. He just started walking at me from the shed, and I was just like, oh, and ran back in. That one scared the fuck out of me. I don't know why. Probably because he was moving at me, and unlike the other one, that was running away.
Yeah. I don't know, what do you think? Do you think it's true that kids are more sensitive and can see all these things? Because I feel like as I've grown older, I don't really see too much stuff anymore.
Maybe, yeah. Because, yeah, I was like, I think I got older, I've stopped experiencing as much. I think there's been times where I'm like, that was weird.
Oh, yeah, no, it for sure still happens occasionally, but...
Yeah. Like, fucking... this one time when I was fucking walking, and I swear to God, this dude had to be a ghost. It was an old motherfucking dude, and I'm walking, I'm doing my job, and, like, I passed him, I was like, oh, hello, you know, good morning, blah. And then, like a good ways away, and he was walking the opposite direction of me. Like, we passed again, and, like, it wouldn't, like, the streets that I was on did not connect to the ones that he should be on, you know? But we passed, and that kept happening throughout that whole, like, time. I was just like, what the fuck is going on here?
Was it Winchester?
No, it wasn't Winchester. I don't know when it was. All I know is it was around October. Because people had Halloween decorations all up and shit. And I just remember that. I kept crossing. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then, like, one time, I passed him again. And I'm like, okay, this is fucking weird. And I'm walking down. And I kind of turn to look at him. And he's just staring me down as I'm, like, walking around a corner. I'm just like, okay. Alright. But, you know, honestly, my, yeah. my fucking, like, ghosts have kind of taken a sidestep. It's weird old people that I've been dealing with.
Horny, weird old people.
Horny, weird old people, like the one who, when she was talking with me, she constantly would say, like, would mention blowjobs every sentence, which was uncomfortable.
I'm gonna give you a gummy.
Yeah. But that, so I don't really feel like I deal with ghosts anymore. It's just I deal with weird old people. Like, there was one, I was walking with my sibling, and this old person, she's walking by her car because I see her getting in after, and she has a dog in there, and like yips, you know, it makes a little sound. She
Yeah.
like she locked eyes with me and stared at me for a good couple seconds, with like a look on her face, thinking like I made the noise. And I was just like, huh? Like, I don't fucking know, man. Like, Jesus. But so yeah, I think kids probably do, or I guess it could even be a thing of like oh, what is it? Like, just the whole, like, kids have more of like imagination or something, like that. And you know, that probably just, like, as you get older, you know, that kind of goes away a little, and that's probably it. Well, you know, I can also see ghosts fucking with children. Because if I was a ghost, I would fuck with the kids, like, more, since they probably get scared easily. And be like, I'm gonna fuck with them. I'm gonna fuck with Tommy over there. That little bastard. You know? Yeah. He's pouring the sugar, and I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna knock out his hand. He's just like, God damn it, every time I pour the sugar, every time I try pouring sugar, it just gets knocked out of my hand. And that's all I would do. Until he stopped pouring sugar, and then I find something else. Like, fucking pulled the plug on console when someone's playing. That's also another, that's a good, I think, ghost freak out, you know, where he's just like, I'm gonna pull their shit. Just when they're doing shit.
I think that pissed me off.
Yeah, that's why I'd be like, oh, yeah. I think there's something, even if it's either like kids are just more in tune, or if it's more like maybe it's just kids have more of an active imagination.
I don't know. I think it would be fun. I like to believe that it's because they're more sensitive and can see stuff that we can't.
Oh yeah. And like, what fucks me up the most, with that stuff is like, I'm like, it's probably not as real. But now I'm like, when you hear something, you think like something's going down, like I'm like a whole like when I saw like a dude in like your kitchen while I'm trying to sleep. It's like, oh, okay, that just might be me. And then I see the cat is also staring at that spot. I'm like, oh fuck, it has to be real.
You know, in the moment, it feels undoubtedly like you see what you're seeing, and then when you look back on it, you're like second guessing yourself. It's like, did I see that?
Yeah, and then you remember your animals were looking at that too, and you're like, I don't like that. That's also like, but when I hear sounds at night, I'll look to my dog, and like if she's not, you know, like reacting, I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm good. There's nothing there until she's acting, and I'm like, what's going on?
I don't know, man. I can't even do that anymore. I feel like Simon, my cat, he doesn't do anything. Like when I see something, he doesn't react in any sort of way, and I'm just acting like a child getting freaked out.
Do you still leave a dark room quickly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a fool. What do you mean?
Dude, there's
You
time
gotta
where I'm
leave
like,
quickly and don't look back.
dude, there's times where I'm like, I'm an adult, and like I'll be taking a piss and smell night, and it's pitch black, you know, and shit, and I'm just like, like when I'm leaving, I'm like, there's something behind me, it's coming for me.
Yeah, no. No, except I've grown a really bad habit. So we leave our bedroom door open at night.
Oh no.
and I always have to look down the hallway, and I just kind of like peer into the living room to see if anyone's sitting in there. One day there's gonna be someone sitting there looking back at me. I know it.
But dude, that's kind of why I don't like. I won't look outside when I'm going to the bathroom. Like I won't look out the window or anything. I'm just like no, because I know there's going to be someone fucking there staring dead at me. I'm just like,
Yeah,
hell
I could see
no. I'll do that.
whether it's a ghost or a crackhead.
Well, if it was a crackhead, you would just let them in, as we know.
Like, come on in, buddy.
I don't know if you even told that story before, have we?
No, I don't think I have.
Oh, you need to, because
Alright.
this is ridiculous.
Yeah, no, this is terrible. So when I was, I don't know, I think I was probably like 14, maybe 15, old enough where you think I should know better. I didn't. Um, so we were sleeping, me and my girlfriend at the time. We were in bed, everyone dead asleep. My parents were asleep, and then there's a knocking on the front door. So I don't know why. Okay, I should get up. 14-year-old me, I go and check it out, and at the top of the door we have a window. But I looked out the window and there's some random lady standing out there, like obviously tweaking. I don't know what she's on, but there's something. And she like looks up, sees me immediately, and I panic. So I feel like I need to open the door at that point. So I open the door and just have like straight having a conversation with her, and she starts telling me like we have abducted her kids and we need to let her in, and like we're such terrible people. So I close the door and I go get my dad. He's pissed obviously because he has to get up at 4 in the morning. It's like midnight at this point, and he just gets up straight boxers and everything and he goes and confronts this lady, and he's like, what do you want? He goes back to bed, and then she ends up trying to break into the house. So we have to call the cops. She's like trying to pull on the windows and get in the door. It's terrible. The moral of the story is make sure your kids know better than to open the door to a stranger at midnight.
Dude, the thought, like, now the thought of, like, if I ever have kids, I have to make sure to go, like, by the way, it does not matter if you make eye contact, don't open the door.
Yeah, you may think they're smarter, but they're not. Just make it clear, don't open the door.
just, like, just remember when you told me that, and I'm glad, I was like, me and your dad having the same, like, why the fuck did you do that? I made eye contact with her. It would be rude if I didn't.
Yeah, dude, just looking back at that, I'm so disappointed in myself. Why did I do that?
See, like, it kind of makes me feel a little better when, like, we were getting scared one night, and we kept hearing noise, and you grabbed bats, and we went out front, and it was just cats, and we're like, okay, whatever.
See, there probably was a crackhead somewhere too, I bet.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, very much so, yeah. But, like, I like how we brought the bats out. You brought a bat out for cats, but you opened the door for a crackhead.
Maybe she was just lonely and needing a place to stay.
Yeah, maybe. Also, I love the idea of her, like, you're terrible people on that, and you're just like, okay, closed door. Dad?
Yeah.
There's a crackhead. God.
That was really stupid.
Love it, though. One of my favorite stories.
Not mine. I regret that so much.
Oh, I bet you do, yeah. I bet you do. For our last story from the internet today, we have The White Witch from Christian is Lost 72. In the early 80s, I lived in Okinawa, Japan. My dad thought that seeing the world would be an adventure that would help my brother and I become better men. I have to say, I think he was right. Being in the military showed me cultures many would never get to experience, and I'm thankful for every experience that life gave to me, even the scary ones. While we lived in Japan, my father wanted us to have a fully immersive experience, so he chose to move us into a small Japanese neighborhood off base. We lived in a little house at the top of an enormous hill in a cul-de-sac that overlooked, I kid you not, part of a huge zoo, and on one side, a fairly large cemetery. Our particular house was set far above the monkey inhabitants, about a mile downhill. Between us and those inhabitants was nothing but thick Indiana Jones-style jungle. Goddamn. Jungle the neighborhood kids and I would tromp through and endlessly, ignoring the local warnings about poisonous snakes and ancient untripped mines from World War II. We were the only American family living in that cul-de-sac, completely surrounded by Japanese families, and it was amazing. The kids loved us, and although we couldn't communicate through language very well, we understood each other perfectly. Well, most of the time. Opposite us was an older couple with a lush garden surrounding their property. The older woman wanted us to call her Mama-san. Oh, that's really weird. What the fuck?
A lot.
And she has helping her garden whenever she could coast us over with green tea and chocolate banana cookies. We loved her. She was so welcoming and generous, as was everyone else, actually. We lived in a wonderful neighborhood. The only drawback to Mama-san's home, however, was that she directly overlooked the cemetery, and that the cemetery was unlike any cemetery I have ever seen before. Because Okinawa is an island, burials don't happen very often. Instead, above-ground crypts are built, many of them built into the sides of the hills that make up the island. The crypts are large, made of huge arcs of polished stone set over a large square of that stone, which has a square insert cut into the middle of it for the coffin to be placed inside. Once inside, the square is inset with another piece of polished stone just inside, leaving a kind of shelf on the outside so offerings could be made to lost loved ones. Yen, food, flowers, incense are some of the offerings given. Below Mama-san's house was a valley that swooped back into another hill opposite her home. That valley and both hills were covered with these crypts, and spiral webbing up and down through the crypts were various stone steps pathways that were old and badly maintained. It was quite a sight. One evening, Mama-san asked me to come visit with her alone. She had something to show me, but it was only for me as the older brother. Intrigued and a bit proud, I agreed. She took me to the back of her garden and sat me on a thick wooden bench that was carved with scenes of fishermen and men with swords, and she told me she had a story to tell. Mama-san then disappeared for a few minutes and soon returned with a tray that held hot green tea and sweet rice cakes. Sitting next to me, she smiled and commented on the colors of the evening sky as the sun began to lower. Mama-san says she has seen me and my brothers and some other kids daring each other to follow a stairway path down into the cemetery. You have to understand, the path from our little home area down to the cemetery consisted of hundreds of steps, many broken or cracking, in and out of bushes, and a steep incline. It would be dangerous for anyone, but the real test was seeing how long we could take walking through the crypts at night. Mama-san wanted to explain why that was a bad idea. Many years ago, during the war, Americans were thought to be devils, monsters that would murder innocent civilians for no reason other than to kill. That fear was the pride of wartime propaganda used to encourage young men to military service and farmers to fight alongside them. But many didn't. Many ran, and with nowhere to go, nowhere to hide, hundreds of Japanese citizens hurled themselves off a cliffside rather than face torture at the hands of their perceived enemy. I was terrified at hearing this. I had no idea this had happened, and I was mortified and hit with such sadness that I started to cry. The sun was setting, and the sky went from pink and blue to a deep orange and red. Mama-san reached out and held my hand, telling me not to worry. This was in the past, and the past is something we must always remember, so we never go back. She went on with her story. One young woman had followed through with this sacrifice with her 2 children, but she survived the fall. She was in a coma for months. When she did regain consciousness, she was horrified to realize she was not with her children. They had been buried somewhere in the cemetery below, in an unmarked crypt that held many others. The woman would spend days and nights searching the cemetery, crying in pain and the torment of her loss unbearable. It was till the day she threw herself into the ocean to hopefully be reunited with her lost family. But they say she never found her children. Her act of suicide doomed her to purgatory, and she will remain tortured for eternity. The sun had disappeared, and the cemetery drowned in inky blackness. The main path dotted with dim broken lights, feebly illuminating small areas. Mama-san continued. She still wanders the cemetery, she said. Looking for her kids, you can hear her crying. And then she pointed down. I didn't want to, but I did. I looked, and in the back of the cemetery in the darkness, there was a white figure. At first, a bright white shimmer moving slowly, kind of shaking. It moved from side to side, like it was moving among the crypts, and you could actually hear the crying. Softly at first, but then low moans and whimpers of pain as it got closer. I was terrified. I wanted to run, but Mama San held my hand and whispered that she wouldn't come up here. We were too far. But that is why we shouldn't go down there after dark. She said many don't know her story and call her the White Witch, which angers her. It's best to stay away. It's best to pray for her. Mama-san says she comes out to see her often, hoping one day she'll find her salvation. Needless to say, I never went down to that cemetery, not once, and I never sat back there with Mama-san again, either. That was enough for me. I did, however, visit Suicide Hill. It's called Peace Prayer Park now, out of respect. I cried the whole time we were there. I prayed for all the souls and for forgiveness. So many Japanese citizens spoke to us, welcoming us, telling us stories, sharing with us. I didn't feel worthy, and my love for the country and its people was overwhelming. I'll never forget my time there. I like to go back to see if she's still there. Wander in the graves, looking for her children. And that was the White Witch.
That was a pretty good story.
That was pretty good. Mama-san at first did sound like a pedophile. I cannot lie.
Yeah, it's kind of weird trying to lure some kid to sweet treats. Or maybe she's just like the sweet old lady, you know, like with the elephant on Adventure Time.
Yeah.
Tree trunks. She'd always bring them over. Well, I guess not lure them, but she'd like whenever they'd come over, she'd give them sweet treats and pies and so on and so forth.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, and probably I would imagine. I thought this was going to be the White Witch was her at first. Like, oh shit. Also, very similar story to like Loria. I fucked that name up. Oh my god.
La Llorona, I think.
Yeah. White men.
Not sure if that's correctly, but yeah.
White men tried to pronounce Spanish names. Gone wrong. Gone sexual.
Oh no, not sexual.
Huh?
So not sexual.
You don't want to go sexual?
All right, now you can save that.
That's for Patreon. If we ever make
one day.
Yeah. We'll make a Patreon, and you guys will subscribe to see some sexual gone wrong.
That our little homemade video. That'd be fun. Our first video posted.
Oh yeah. Dude, I don't know if I still have that.
I do.
You do? Hell yeah.
I think so.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that'll be our first video. Whenever we make a Patreon, we'll post. That'll be the first thing we post. No hi, no nothing, just that.
That'd be interesting. That would be interesting.
Oh yeah. But yeah, very similar to that, because I think that also was like a mother drowning like her two kids, and then her dying later on, and it's like doomed to, you know, always be searching.
Yeah, I think so. Seems probably like it might have been just the same story passed on through different areas.
Yeah.
Change up the names a little.
Yeah, because I'm curious, like, what kind of connects that, you know? Like, if there is, like, a... Like, is there actual evidence, or is there, like, I don't know, like, just, like, a typical thing where, like, people have deemed that as, like, a very torturous, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, life to, like, just be doomed to look for your kids?
Yeah, probably. There's like, what's the worst thing I can think of?
No, yeah. Which, I mean, I would agree. Also, I do like people are like, White Witch. She's like, you fuckers.
Yeah, I guess that kind of upset me too.
No, yeah, if you're looking for your dead children that you killed, and then you have a bunch of other children go, White Witch! White Witch!
I mean, I guess kind of at that point, are they wrong though? It's like you murdered your own kids.
True. She called my fan the White Witch.
Right.
Hell yeah. Pretty good. I don't know. Yeah. I think those were good.
I think they're pretty enjoyable stories, yeah.
Oh yeah. And again, I think there's something that's just like, at least for me, entertaining to just hear other people's like experiences of ghosts. Like, I think it's very good. Almost feels like very easy, like, pastime you could do with, like, pretty much anybody. And, like, if you wanted to, like, if you're just hanging, you know?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
reminiscing on stories.
Yeah, I'd be
Can't
like,
pronounce ever.
I feel that. I feel that. But yeah, like, just sharing, stories and stuff of, like, oh, I experienced this weird thing, or, like, this ghost story, and blah, 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 blah. Like, I remember even, like, some of the teachers talking about some stuff like that, like during school.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to engage people.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I remember, I think it was our 7th grade, like, math teacher. I mean, he was, like, talking to us and being like, don't use a Ouija board. And, like, here's my story.
I do not know. I don't remember anything like that.
Really? I remember that. It was
Yeah.
like me and you were talking with him. And, we're just like, yeah, we know not to use a Ouija board.
Yeah, my parents taught me better. Well, in that area. At least.
I present to you the crackhead at the door.
Make sure you open the door in the middle of the night.
Yep. You know, it'd be the most fucked up. You open, she just disappears. Oh, it was a crackhead ghost. It was a crackhead ghost.
Perished from crack.
I mean, dude, there's probably so many fucking bodies here that probably, just died from drug overdose.
Oh yeah, Nevada, absolutely.
Like, insane. And shit. Also, this is something that I just remembered sharing, since I spent the night over at a friend's house recently. I did it once before, very not long ago, since I just moved into a new place. When I was over there for the first time and I spent the night, my God, it was like every time I was about to fall asleep, it was like this kid just screaming like bloody murder. I was like, what the fuck is that? And then fucking, huh?
So was it the neighbors?
I don't know. Like, it happened and nothing. I'm like, okay. And I was like, the next morning I was talking to them. I was like, you guys hear that? And they're like, no. I was like, oh, okay. Well, fuck me, I guess.
Damn. Just feel like a fool being like, wow, I'm the only one that heard that.
This makes me more scared. I'm like, ah, shit. It was coming for me. It was coming for me.
I don't know, it always bothers me when you experience something and no one else can attest to it.
Oh, yeah.
I feel better when there's multiple people that witness the same thing just because I don't feel crazy.
No, yeah, like, I feel that with, like, our Winchester experience, or, like, when we were in the hills and we experienced shit. Like, there's something where I'm like, oh, and Tristan's there too. He can attest to this.
Yeah.
Where, it's not just me.
Yeah, and then, like, when it happens by yourself, there's always that one person that's like, nah, you're just batshit crazy.
Yeah, you're like, okay, fuck you, asshole.
Yep.
No, yeah. God. But it almost always happens when you're alone, sadly. Which is like, oh, well. Like, I remember when, like, I'm pretty sure I saw a white car just disappear. Like, so that was insane. But, yeah. This was, ghost stories we found from the internet. I think it was a good time.
Yeah.
Potentially might even be down to do this again at some point.
Yeah, I think it was fun. We'd find maybe some other topics of stories, but I think there's a lot of people that have a lot of things to say, and maybe an audience would like to hear that.
Yeah. Honestly, I think going and us doing stuff around people's alien stories could go kind of hard.
That could be fun.
That could be fun. But we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you guys did, please let us know in the comments, like, if you want us to do more of this kind of stuff. But yeah, we hope you guys have a good day, and we will see you guys next time.